All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash. Shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazadis be edifying as usual. I'm going to go into Rakah Kwadash. And this popped up in my feed, I believe like Friday or something like that. Friday, I was going to do a lesson on it. And I said I was going to wait. We spoke on it a little bit at camp. But I wanted to expound on it more, so here you have it. I'm doing a lesson on it now. But anyway, as you can see, it says local subway employees blindsided by sudden closures, left without final pay. Over 100 workers jobless after 23 subway closures. And I was gonna I wanted to play the transcript. I was gonna, I'm gonna leave the link for this video in the description. I don't want to get copyright stricken, but I wanted to play the transcript. But as you can see, that the transcript is all screwed up. So again, you're just gonna have to watch the video for yourself in its entirety. But as you can see, it says more than 200 employees across 23 different stores. This thing is affecting this layoff, this closure. And when you watch this video, you're gonna find out it was one individual, one woman that owned all 23 franchises. And long story short, she fell upon hard times. And you're gonna hear about how for like the last 2 weeks, the managers at the stores, their orders weren't being filled. To replace the bread and the meat and the vegetables and stuff. The orders weren't being filled, and then on top of that, when they started turning down the orders, so that should have been a red flag right then and there, But it is what it is. But again, watch the video. A lot, it's very edifying. Heads up for in case you're in these type of situations. The signs, but not gonna be too long. We know what times we're in. I had a couple other articles too, but I might touch on those another time. Well, we know what times it is, man. Evil days, perilous times on the horizon with broken records. All you have to do is turn on the news. All you have to do is look around. All right, we're in these times, man. So it would behoove you to sincerely repent and seek the Lord while he may be found. Okay? Because this is going to happen more. It's been happening more and more. Okay? There's something they've been talking about, the retail apocalypse. All right? So we're in dire times, man. Ecclesiastes 12:1, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And that's the main point. Verse 3. All right, we're in the times where the keepers of the house are trembling. And really, this is not the wicked elite, the so-called 1%, the oligarchs, because they're orchestrating this collapse. But it's going to affect you lower level luminaries, you lower level peons. You thought you was doing good because you owned a couple. A lot of these middle class Elamites, a lot of Elamites, a lot of Moabites, a lot of these heathens, they come over here to the Americas and they get business loans. They may start out with one business, one Dollar Tree, one 99-cent store, one Burger King, one 7-Eleven, one Circle K, one Subway. And as the years progress, they start to grow their empire. That's why Everybody wants to come to America. You can make it here if you're not an Israelite. you know, you know. The dogs come to lick our wounds. So again, they start out a lot of these middle. You go in these subdivisions. You know, a lot of the middle class. They own businesses. They own franchises. That's what they're called, franchises. They start out with one, and then they ended up owning a whole bunch of them. They own a couple Avis rental companies, a couple Hertz. You know, they own a couple insurance companies. You know, that's what they do. You know, but we're in the times where the grinding is coming to a screeching halt. Okay, and they're starting to tremble. That lady's trembling. Why? Because her 23, her bread and butter, 23 Subway stores closed. You know, we're in beautiful times, man. And it's a trickle down effect because this is affecting a lot of people. Yeah, it affected over 100 employees in that store, but what about the distributors? What about, whoever had that route that was working for Cisco? Cisco is you got Cisco. They one Cisco with the CISCO. Cisco, they deal with with equipment like cable equipment, stuff like that. Cisco, it's an electrical company, but you got another Cisco, SYSCO. They're a trucking company, and they deliver to these stores, your restaurants and stuff like that. Okay, and Cisco, I heard, was doing a bunch of layoffs because this is a trickle down effect. All these businesses closing down, it's a trickle down effect, man. So we in horrible times, man. Everything's coming to a screeching halt. Babylon is going out of business, man. That's what I'm entitled. Is Babylon is going out of business. Isaiah 19:50. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which we know Egypt is America. Egypt is synonymous with bondage. Okay? The house of bondage. That's America. Spiritually, Sodom and Egypt. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. I always go into, that's what, during the Great Depression, there was no work, obviously, right? Where was everyone's attention turned towards? The war effort. I was going to Rosie the Riveter. That's what got the women into the factories. The men went off into the war. The same thing, no new thing under the sun. The same thing is going to happen again. All these businesses are going to shut up shop. Okay? A lot of these factories are going to be converted into military, manufacturing companies. Okay, they're going to convert their conveyor belts and their machines and stuff like that to manufacture military artillery. NATO 5.56, whatever the hell you call it, rounds. Military, tank shells, whatever the fuck. You see? That's where the grinding is going to come to a screeching halt, and everybody's attention is going to be turned towards the war effort. Okay? Not to mention, you're going to have all hell breaking loose, pestilences. Man, we in evil times, man. But again, Isaiah 19:15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. All right, there ain't gonna be no work for you, the lowest level peon, the damn garbage, the trash operators picking up your trash, your janitors, the blue collar workers you look down upon. They ain't gonna have no jobs, no construction, all the way up to your CEOs, your CFOs, your executive presidents and all this type of shit. Ain't gonna be no work, man. We in them times. We're in them times, man. And what you just saw happen at Subway is gonna be more and more prominent. It's happening more and more if you're paying attention. Every time you turn around, there's something closing up shop. Okay? And whether it's a bank, whether it's a CVS, a Walgreens, a Target, a Walmart, with this 2020 lockdown, that really eroded the mom and pops, man, that were on their own. You might have had a little sandwich shop, a little restaurant, that's what 2020 did away with. Who was left? These franchises that are backed by these major corporations. But now we're seeing they're starting to be affected. You see? Beautiful times, man. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 22. And suddenly, because soon when you watch the video about the subway, they said everything was in their minds was peachy cream. Because they're not looking at the books. They can't see what's going on behind the scenes. They can't see that this place is just like the country is enamored up to their eyes in debt, $35 trillion in debt. The average Babylonian is up to their eyes in debt. These business owners are up to their eyes in debt. I've mentioned before, the commercial real estate is collapsing. Why? Because these major corporations, they're not paying the leases. And they're not really renewing the leases. You see? You got these you got these car companies, these big car lots, car dealerships, Chevy, Honda, Chrysler, Stellantis, whatever, Toyota. Their lots are filled with cars, man. A lot of those cars, they lease them. They finance them just like you know. And no, they can't. They're in Babylon is insolvent from the rooter to the tutor, and it ain't really suddenly. It's really gradually, but it's intensifying. It's intensifying to the point where it's gonna seem like it's suddenly because you're not paying attention. When you finally wake up out of your fucking comatose state, you're gonna look around and see everything shut the fuck up. Ain't gonna be no work. Which I've been telling you, if you've been paying attention, people been telling you, ain't no jobs out there. We in perilous times, man, and it's only going to get worse. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Man, perilous times, man. Perilous time. That's the point. No need to make it long, Matter of fact, I might as well just a lot of judgment going out too. Just run through them real quick, just the headlines you can see. A lot of evil times, man. What you see here? August 15th, 2024. The Hope for Your Jacob Trouble. Mom of 3 gunned down while making TikTok. Perilous times, man. And a lot of these judgments, like I said, are public. Allegedly by X, she predicted might unalive her. You see? We in a time of judgment. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. Oh yes. Also, still the signs, blood moons, eclipses, super moons. Man, the prophecies are screaming. Earthquakes in diverse places, pestilences. This was another good one I saw from the U.S. Sun. Grim find. Mom found unalived on airport conveyor belt at Chicago O'Hare was strangled by electrical cord, airport workers revealed. So she basically wandered back in a restricted area, and later on they found her unalived. What happened was the worker went to go start up the conveyor belt, and he saw her hanging there. He thought that was strange. He couldn't tell right away that she was unalived. But then, she wasn't moving. He got a strange feeling in his stomach. He went to check it out. Sure enough, she was unalived, and they're ruling it a suicide. Okay, a lot of judgment going out. Perilous times. What does this say? Oh, this was a good one too. This is a true story, true tragedy. Slocky. This is a true tragedy. 25-year-old Stowe woman killed in suspected murder-suicide at Taco Bell drive-thru. Yeah, the lady was in front of him. Something happened. I think she cut him off or something like that. The love of many waxing cold. These people got a short fuse. I guess he must have cut her off in the Taco Bell drive-thru. What happened? He walked up to her window, broad daylight, public, the drive-thru line, emptied unalived her ass, and then unalived his ass. Yeah, we in them times, man. Perilous times. A lot of cops, law enforcement officers being ambushed and set up. Horrific times, man. Georgia sheriff's deputy unalived after being ambushed, responded to a domestic dispute call. Those are the worst calls you can go on, a domestic violence call, because you don't know what you're heading into when you go into that house. You don't know what the hell is going on, how hot people's tempers are, you know? Those are the worst calls you can go on, you know? You see? But we in them times. Civil war, domestic violence is going to be at an all-time high. Class wars, race wars. We in them times, perilous times. So it would behoove you to remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth. Seek the Lord while he may be found. You know? Because it ain't going to get better from here. It's only going to get worse and worse. Or like Jake like to say, worser and worser. It's only just begun. So keep watching, keep praying, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're close, man. Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Nesharala.